Was it informative? Did it help some of you, all of you, whatever the deal was? If you can chime in, that would be really good at this point while we're waiting for others.
I missed it yesterday, so.
No worries then, that's fine. Whoever was here yesterday, if you want to chime in, was it helpful? Did you get any, a clear picture or something like that? Please, whatever it was, so we can make it better, you know?
Shawn, it's Neelam.
Hi Neelam, how are you?
Hi. Good, good. I missed the part where you get that from. I did, I took a screenshot, but I would like a proper PDF of it.
Of what part, ma'am?
The steps.
The 6 steps?
Yeah.
Filters? Okay, it's in the book, guys. Let me.
It's in the book.
Well, here's the deal.
I'm going to need a kit then.
Well, you don't need a kit. It's all up here. If it's you can go to the back office. I'm going to just log in and show it to you guys while we're waiting anyways. Okay, so once you've logged in, right, you can go to marketing. You see where it says books? Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Everything that I said yesterday is in this book called Unlocking the Secrets of the System. Okay. And if you notice that if I flip the page, right, yeah, it's doing it now. Hold on, a little slow. There, you see this? You guys see the screen?
Yep.
Okay. It is in this screen. So this is this entire book. I mean, that's what we covered yesterday, pretty much. You know, I just condensed it so that it would help you get better understanding. We pretty much try to finish this in two hours.
Can we download it?
Yeah, absolutely. There's an option. I mean, just all these options are down here. You can print it and save it as a PDF on your phone, on your book, on your computer.
Hey, Shawn, this is Ragini.
Hi, Ragini.
Hey, Shawn. Yeah, you asked about yesterday's presentation. I wanted to chime in and say that, how we always talk about seeking clarity. So that was a tremendous start with LFS about, how we talk about clarity. It was so crystal clear, and how you talked about the patience and faith of a farmer. So, like all those recruiting mentality and all, everything was so clear yesterday. So it was of tremendous help to me.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you for doing that, Shawn.
You're welcome. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and get started now. Waiting for people. I mean, they want to join, they can continue to come in, and hopefully they'll catch up with all of us. So we'll go ahead and get started. Thank you again for being here. Guys, today is day 2 of the training bootcamp that I'm doing. Yesterday we covered, as I mentioned, the LFS in a very condensed version. I highly recommend everyone to please read those books that are on the back office, the actual LFS, which is roughly about 120, 130 pages long. Read that. It gives you a lot of in-depth detail of how to run this business. Then if you want to get a condensed version, then the one that I just opened it up for you guys, which is the secret of the LFS system. And then of course I condensed that further down into my presentation yesterday. But that gives you an overview of what our business is, who we are, what we do, kind of a deal, and then what our system is. That's the more important thing, right? I mentioned yesterday that system drives the business, and your system is going to build your business. As long as you do everything the system tells you to do, success is guaranteed. I'll tell you that, right? Now that the system is understood, we're going to start off today with a person that has just joined the business, right? Now, when a person joins the business, okay, one thing that I always ask is, do you want a fast start or do you want a slow start? What do you think people prefer?
Fast start.
Absolutely, right? Everybody wants a fast start, right? But what do we need to do to have that fast start? Okay, so here is what I do with my team members. Okay, now we're going to use an example today in which there's going to be me, Venki, and Vivek. 3 people. I'm the field builder, and I'm going to take you guys out on the field today with me. Okay, all of us are going on the field. All you guys are doing is just shadowing as to what is happening here. How am I getting these people off to a fast start, right? So keep one thing in mind, okay? It's very important in this business, okay? Forget this business, but let's talk about general life and the world, right? We talked about this yesterday for a minute or two. When a new child is born, when a baby is born, right? Even the hospitals, the doctors, everybody is really taking care of that kid for at least the first 24 hours. They want to keep them in their surrounding, and they want to monitor and see how the child is doing in this new world, right? So just as the first few days of an infant's life are critical to his or her health and well-being, just like that, the first few days of a new recruit sets the tone for his or her business career. Okay. Now, while all the components of the startup are important, nothing is more critical than beginning to build the recruit's business by surrounding him or her with new recruits. Okay. Do you think that if you brought person in, the first, if I brought Venki into the business, and if I sat around and did not do anything and waited for a week, 2 week, 3 week, a month, 2 months, 3 months to show him what this business is all about, what are the things that needs to be done, and how these things needs to be accomplished, do you think he will hang around too long? No, he won't. Okay. Now, what do we do, right? So here's what I did with Venki. As soon as he joined the business, I went over, I sat him down and I said, Venki, let's talk about your goals, and asked him, where does he see himself in this business? Okay. That was the first thing I did. I said, Venki, now that you know the overview of our system and our compensation plan and everything, I just want to understand, where do you see yourself in this business? So I laid out a few options for him. I said, how much do you want to earn from this business? Let's talk about that. Money is a big motivator. 90% of the people that are on this, yes, they say we're here to help people. I agree. That is definitely the case. But at the same time, money is a big motivator. So let's understand how this system and this business works and what kind of money is involved. So I asked him, I said, Venki, I said, let me ask you, how much do you want to earn from? How much do you see yourself earning from this business? Okay. So I laid out the chart. I said, look, you can choose to be a personal producer. Do you want to be just a personal producer and make 30 to 50K? Is that the reason you joined this business? Or do you want to build an agency where you have an option to make 70 to 80K, which includes overrides if you build an agency? Or do you see yourself as an agency builder? What I mean by that is overrides from multiple agencies. Where do you see yourself? He says, I want to be an agency builder. Okay. Now I'm going to ask the same question to you guys today. Where do you see yourself in this game plan?
Agency.
Agency income?
Agency.
You want to build one agency, or you want to build multiple agencies?
Multiple.
It only makes sense, right? It only makes sense, right? Is this the reason why we are in this business? Yes. This is the reason why we joined the business, is how can I get from making at my current job 70 to 80K, or maybe even 100K, to making $500,000 a year. I want financial security for my family. I want peace for my family. This is the reason I joined this business. And if I can make this kind of money, now I'm going to take this business seriously. Is this even doable? That's what Venki asked. I said, you know what? I said, awesome. So I drew a picture for him. I said, expansion income is $500,000 plus. Now, Venki, I look at you as a CEO. Okay, do you see yourself as a CEO in the company? He goes, oh man, I don't know if I can be a CEO, not at my job, but I know, I mean, if you're saying I can, yes, I would love to. I said, okay, so if you're going to be an agency builder, you might as well be the top agency builder, which is a CEO in the company. And to be a CEO, said all you need, this is how simple this business is, Venki. All you need is 10 people, 10 direct RMDs. Forget the titles, but 10 people directly under you. Okay. Now our goal is to make these 10 people RMDs. Can you do that? Can you see this happening? He goes, yeah. So what we did is we took the names from his prospect list, the top 10 we picked out, and I just went ahead and placed their names in each of these bubbles. I said, you know, promote. Venki, if you're online, can you come online, please, for a minute?
Yes, I do.
Yes, Venki. So, Venki, you know, promote.
Yes.
You know, Vivek. You know, Shankar. You know, Bala. You know, Surender. Now, these are the people that were on your prospect list, right?
Correct.
Perfect. So what we did is we put these people down on the prospect list and gave them the title of RMD. Now, if you have 10 RMDs, okay, you will become a CEO. That's all it takes. Can you see this happening, Venki?
Definitely, it's happening.
It's going to happen. Okay, it is going to happen. I have no doubt. So when he says yes, all I have to say as a field builder, let's make it happen, Venki. Okay. Now, fast forward, it has been a week. I'm just taking you through the life here. It has been at least a week now. I've talked about this with Venki, that this is what we are planning to do. So I've put a plan together for him. I want this to be his bubble chart. All right. Now, in this week, in the first week, what happened? We went and talked to Pramod. He joined the business. So now he's confirmed to be on this bubble. I said, next on your list, Venki, who is it? He said, Vivek. I said, okay, let's talk to him. Let's set up the meeting. We called Vivek, and Vivek joined the business as well. Now that Vivek has joined the business, okay, I told Venki, all we are going to do is now we're going to go over to Vivek and we are going to get him started in this business, okay? So today we're going to talk all about how do you get start a new person in the business, right? Now I made this bubble chart with him and went over what direction are we headed. I then explained the game plan by showing him why is it important to recruit and showed him our compensation plan again, okay? Again. Keep one thing in mind, guys. You must instill in the new recruit 100% commitment to growth from day one. What am I doing here? I just sat down with Venki. I did the bubble chart. Now I'm going to go over the compensation plan. And what am I telling him? This is what we need to do. We need to recruit 10 people as fast as we can. These are going to be your frontline leaders. These are going to be your 10 RMDs that will help you become a CEO. Okay? So then I explained to him, let's talk about how do you become a CEO. Venki, right now, you are a training associate. You're at 30% commission level, okay? And as soon as you get 3 training sales done, you will move to 45. And then we'll go to 60 and 78, and I'll explain that in the next few slides, guys, okay? So once a person joins HGI, they come in as a TA at 30% commission level. Now, what is required for you to do at 30% at this level? Okay. First thing is get licensed. You also have to get 3 training sales out of the way, which could be personal, which is done actually through your personal FNA and sales if needed. Usually it's going to be your field builder or MD or RMD who conducts the training sales, FNAs and everything. You can use referral products or licensed products as those 3 sales, and you get promoted to the next level, which is now associate. And I see, Venki, you've already done these steps. Bing, you are an associate now. Now, to get from associate to the MD level, what are the things that we need to have in place? Let's understand this real quick. So to become an MD, we need to have 60%. This will take you at 60% commission level. Okay, all you need is 5 licensed agents. That means 5 people to join your team, and 40,000 business value points in 3 rolling months. Okay, now let's look at what the picture can look like. So here's Venki. Venki we already signed up Pramod, Venki. Now we're going to go and talk to Vivek. He's just signed up, so we're going to go get him his fast start. And then the next target will be Shankar. We'll reach out to Shankar. But because Pramod has already signed up, I've already sat down with him and we have already made his bubble chart. And from that bubble chart, I already see that he knows Suma and he knows Manju. Okay. Now, Suma may bring person named Vinod and Manju may bring person named Gary into their teams, exactly just like Venki brought Vivek, Pramod, and Shankar. Okay, these are his 3 direct people that he is visioning them as their RMDs. Okay, now what is Pramod visioning? Pramod is the same vision. Now Pramod is visioning Suma as his first RMD and Manju as the second RMD. Now Manju is also doing the same thing. Everyone is doing their part. Everybody has their own vision. Everybody has their own market. I said, now in this case, Venki, I want you to answer to me, how many agents do you have so far in your agency, or what we call your base shop? What do you think, Venki? How many people do you have in your agency?
40?
Right now. No, looking at this chart.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's 8.
8,
7.
right?
7,
1, 2,
7.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? So you've got 7. How many licensed agents do you need to become an MD?
5.
Just 5, okay? This will fulfill the requirement for you to become an MD, and we don't want to stop, right? We want to continue to become an RMD first. Before you become a CEO, you want to become an RMD, okay? And to become an RMD, you need to have 10 licensed agents. So tomorrow, think about what if Shankar, hello? Tomorrow, if Shankar brings in a couple of more people, Vivek brings in 2, 3 more people, don't you think you will have 10 people already? Did you need to get 10 direct licensed agents? No. It can come in any form or shape, okay? As long as they're coming from 2 separate legs, you are good, okay? Now, that will take you to an RMD position. You also need to have 1 MD. In this case, Pramod has a good chance of becoming an MD, because for MD, you need how many? 5 licensed agents. You've got 4 already here. Pramod has 4. All he needs is 1 more. Either he can get 1 direct, or he can get 1 through Suma, or Vinod, or Gary, or Manju. Whoever brings 1 more person, that will help him become, and I'm talking about these people being licensed, okay? We're not counting other people that are not licensed yet. So, and on top of that, you need to have 30,000 cash flow over 6 months, okay? That here will fulfill the requirement of you becoming an RMD. So, now, next thing is we want to understand what is the difference between generations or the direct and indirect people. Now, this is you, Venki, and we have 5 agents that are assigned directly to you that you have brought into the business. Agent 3 goes out, gets 3 more, and then agent 6 gets 1 and agent 7 gets the other one. Now, how does your generation look like? You are first by yourself, then the people in the yellow color are your direct, or what we call your first generations. Then you have your second generations, okay? And then you have your third generations, okay? Is that a clear picture for everyone? Okay? Now, you as an RMD has a base shop. What is a base shop? Everyone in your agency that is not an RMD, okay? If you have a TA, an associate, or a marketing director, they are all part of your base shop, okay? How does that benefit? How does base shop benefit you? Okay, so now let's say that if you are an RMD and you have one agent, a brand new person who joins the business, he comes in as a TA, he's at 30%. Remember, he just joined. Now, everything that he does, whatever sales he does, you are going to override the difference between your and their commission level. They get paid 30, you get paid the difference, which is 78. That means you make an override income of 48%, right? Just like that, you might have another person in your agency that has just gotten promoted to 45%. Whatever business he does, you are going to get an override of 33, just like that. Now, you might have another person who's aggressive, who's recruiting, who's growing. How many people does he have in his team? 5, at least. That's why he's an MD, right? So that means him plus his 5 agents that he has, whatever business the entire team does, all of these 6 people do, you will get 18% override of that. Now, what happens if one of the guys becomes an RMD under you? They are considered to be your first generation RMD. They are at 78%. And also keep in mind, if this person is an RMD, you are going to override 16% off of his entire team, okay? Every single month, whatever business this entire team does, you're going to get 16% override. That brings you to this chart, generational override. So if it's your first generation RMD, you get 16%. Second generation RMDs, you'll get 8% override. Third generation RMDs, you'll get 5, and so on. But keep in mind, if this person is still an associate, he's part of his base. That means him plus all the other agents that are still in his base, you will get 16% override from that entire team. Okay? Clear so far? Good. Okay. Now, what we did is we drew the picture and we showed Vivek. I'm sorry. I went to Venki and I showed him. Now, Venki, to become a CEO, okay, once you are an RMD, okay, and you get 2 direct RMDs under you, when 2 people that joined you become RMD, you will become a senior field chairman, okay? And as I mentioned, why do you want to have an RMD? Because one RMD will generate an average of about $72,000 in income per year for life, okay? That person will generate an average of $72,000 in income per year for life. This is just a proven fact that we have seen, okay? Now, if you have 2 of them, you become a senior field chairman. Your personal commission goes to 79%, and you're going to override 1% infinity bonus. That means 78 plus 1%, so you get 79%. Now, if you add 2 more, right, as we planned, you will become an executive field chairman. And if you add 2 more, that means now you've got 6 direct RMDs, you are senior executive field chairperson. And then by adding 4 more people, you're going to become a CEO. This is how simple it is. You already know these people. We have already put this down. Take this as your vision board. Take this as your goal. And this is what we are going to work on. Okay. Now that we have done with Promote, we have also just recruited Vivek. We need to go ahead and get him started in the business. Okay. So let's get started. All right. So we did a presentation with Vivek, his wife. I'm sorry. We did a presentation with Vivek and his wife, and they signed up yesterday. After signing them up, we set up an appointment to meet with the couple at their home for step 5, which is startup. Here is what happened, okay, guys? So I called Venki. I said, hey, Venki, I was just calling you to remind you of our appointment with Vivek for his startup. Are you ready? I'm on my way to pick you up. Let's go together to his house. Okay, I already mentioned to you guys that Venki just joined about a week ago. We did a presentation for Vivek and his wife yesterday. He signed up and we told him that we will come see him and his spouse tomorrow. Now, Vivek is Venki's friend. Okay, I'm just setting up the example here. At this meeting, Venki is just shadowing me. Guys, it's very important, right? Why? The goal here is to teach Venki how to do a startup and help him become a field builder. That's the entire goal. I am going to have him shadow me so that when I am talking to Vivek and his wife, he's taking notes, he's understanding, he's listening. One rule of shadowing is when you are with your field builder and talking to a third person, do not say a word. Just keep looking at your field builder and the client or the person and keep smiling, keep agreeing, whatever it is, right? Put down your notes, put down your questions, write them down if you have any questions about why we did what and how, okay? After the meeting is done, now you can ask your field builder, okay, how did we do this? Why did we do this? Or why did we say that, right? So that the field builder can guide you and train you properly. Do not bring it up during the presentation while you're shadowing, okay? Just keep that words in your mind, all right? So the whole purpose of doing this is Venki is just shadowing me with Vivek and Mala, okay? Now, once I get to Vivek's house, we sit down, we warm up a little bit, talk to them and his wife, a few more minutes, and then guess what I do with them? I said, hey Vivek and Mala, I said, I know I'm glad that you've joined the business. Now it's time for us to share with you how to get started in the business, right? I asked them the same question. Do you want a fast start or do you want a slow start? Guess what they said? We want a fast start. So I told them, I said, look, we want a fast start. You got to understand that the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Today is your first day. Today is the first day in the business. We want to share with you how we are going to map this business for you. So Vivek and Mala, tell me, how much do you want to earn? Do you want to just be a personal producer? Do you see yourself building an agency? Or do you see yourself as an agency builder? Guess what they said? Agency builder. I said, perfect. All right. So here's the map for you, Vivek. I've got you looking like a CEO. I know you are going to be the next CEO in this company. I want you to become a CEO as soon as possible. Do you guys see yourself as CEOs? Vivek and Mala said, yes. I said, awesome. Now, to become a CEO, Vivek, we need to fill out these names here. Who are going to be your 10 RMDs? Okay. Who are going to be your 10 RMDs? Because to become a CEO, you need to have what? 10 RMDs. I want that. Now, let me ask you this, Vivek and Mala. If you spend enough time and if you have one RMD, don't you think $70,000 in income per year for the rest of your life, is that worth doing this business for? They go, yeah. I said, awesome. Let me ask you this question as well. Now, how many hours can you commit for this business? Usually, most people will say about 8 to 10 hours a week. No problem. I also want to know here is, what are your availabilities so that we can get your business started? Whatever their answers are, I will write them down. I'll put that on my calendar or my notes that, hey, they are available Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They're available in the evenings, they're available in the afternoons, they're available in the morning, whatever it is. I'll write them down. I need to get their commitment. I want to see what is their commitment level. Okay. Now, before we get started, before we get into filling out the names, of who you want to be on your RMDs, let's talk about goal setting. It is very important for you to have certain goals. Now, what are goal setting and how do I want you, every single one of you, to set up goals, right? Let's talk about that. First thing, you should fix it in your mind the exact amount of money you desire. It is not sufficient just to say, I want to make plenty of money. You have to be definite as to the amount. Guys, these are very little things and we never pay attention to these details when we are setting goals, okay? So I want you guys, and I'm here sitting and talking to Mala and Vivek and Venki at the same time, telling them, hey, look, guys, you need to set up goals. I want to know exactly how much money do you desire, okay, for yourself. Second thing, I also want to know that I want you to determine exactly what you intend to give in return for the money you desire. Because there's no such reality as something for nothing, right? Determine exactly what you intend to give in return for the money you desire. Third, I want you to establish a definite date when you intend to possess the money you desire. You need to have a goal. As Aki says, begin with an end in mind. Begin with an end in mind. Fourth, create a definite plan for carrying out your desire and begin at once. Does it say that have a goal, have a desire, and just sit on it? No. Create a definite plan for carrying out your desire and begin at once, whether you are ready or not to put this plan into action. If it means something for you, okay, then go for it. What are you waiting for? Fifth, write out a clear, concise statement of the amount of money you intend to acquire. Name the time limit for its acquisition. State what you intend to give in return for the money. And describe clearly the plan through which you intend to accumulate it. It's a sentence, it's a statement that you are going to make. And then read your written statement aloud twice daily. Once just before retiring at night and once after arising in the morning. As you read, see, and feel and believe yourself already in possession of the money. That's how you should be reading it. That's how you should be seeing it. And that's how you should be feeling and believing that you already possess that money. This is very, very powerful, guys. If you guys have not watched The Secret, it is a documentary on Netflix. Watch it. I will highly recommend watch it because it is all about the mind, okay? It is all about your mind. Your mind can make you rich and your mind can make you poor. What is the difference between wealthy people or successful people versus average people? Everybody has the same 2 eyes, a nose, 2 ears, 2 hands, 1 body. Everything is the same. From their eyes and below, everything is exactly the same. The only difference is your mind, the way you think, the way you act, the way you do. That is why it's so important to train your mind. And that's why the 6th step here is very, very important. You have to tell yourself, you have to tell your mind. You have to train your mind, okay? So this is what I talk with Vivek and Mala. I said, guys, goal setting is very important. So set your goals as well. And at the same time, I want you guys to go ahead and see what of these areas, besides that, right? Whatever else you can commit. Please check them off as you go. As you are committing to any of these things, I want you guys to start checking them off, right? And we will go over the list as to whatever you guys have committed to. We're going to go ahead and do these things. All right. Now, remember, we are looking for those 10 RMDs, Mala and Vivek. All right. So the way we're going to start doing this is we're going to make a prospect list. We are going to enter at least 25 names right now. And I kept asking their relationship as we were entering these names. And I also asked them, how well do you know them? So that as a field builder, I could qualify the prospect. Okay. Then based on the relationship, I guided him to what approach to use. And in some instances, I talked to his friends for a few minutes too. This builds confidence. See, this exercise, when you sit down and do this for them, right, this helps them understand that number one, he is interested in my growth. He's interested in my goals, in my dreams. He's trying to help me and build my team for me. Now, the fear of how do I approach? What do I say? What if they say this? What if they say that? Those are all imaginary fears, guys. And imaginary fears are way bigger than the real fears. Okay? You know that. So, with that said, I sat down, made the prospect list. I asked them who they are, how much do you know them, and then we decided to make some calls. Once we made the calls, we set up a few appointments. I took those names from his prospect list and started to put them on the bubble chart. I showed him, these are your top 10 people out of these 25. I'm going to go ahead and put these names on those bubbles. Do you see this happening? They go, yes. I said, awesome. It's simple. Let's go ahead and do this, right? So, next, after that, I told them that once we leave today, I want you guys as a couple to start filling out the rest of the names that you have in your contact list. Okay, fill it out as many as you can. This will be your homework number one once I'm left from here, from your house. I want you guys to complete this as soon as possible. Second thing is, I want you guys to spend some time and write down your whys. Now, these are between you and God, okay? I don't need to know this, but it will be very, very helpful for your own security, for your own mindset, that why are you doing this business? What is it that is driving you to do this business? What are the reasons you want to do this business? Because anytime you feel down in the business, these will come in really handy so that you can remind yourself again that, yes, this was the reason why we joined this business. Okay, so write down your whys. Those are very important. This is something that drives you. Okay, homework number 2. I left them with 2 homeworks. Now, these are the things that we need to complete in the next 10 days. Sitting down with them. Since we just finished making the top 25 prospect list, let's go ahead and put in the date of completion. Okay. We also have completed our business plan and commitments, so let's check that off too. And also registered for the licensing school so you can start studying for your license. Awesome. Good to go. Now, that the next steps we need to complete is step 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. Now, let me ask you, Vivek and Mala, when can we do the FNA and begin field training? No, I said, let me ask you, Vivek and Mala, can we do FNA and begin field training tomorrow at the same time? This will allow you to understand how our products and services work, how we help families, how we bring value to people's money, and it is also your financial health checkup. You know, they say that you should always wear your mask first before you help others. By doing your FNA, you will get to know where you currently stand, what are the gaps in your financial life, and if there are any other options that may bring more value to your money. So can we meet up tomorrow for your FNA and begin the field training? Does that sound good? Great. All right, Mala and Vivek, let me put down the dates for these as well, that we are going to be doing these tomorrow. Okay. Now, I'm going to see you guys tomorrow, but before I leave, I just want to leave you with, I want you guys to look at this FNA page so that I want you guys to take about 5 minutes to glance over this form to see what kind of information we will be needing to complete your FNA. Okay, take a look at it, sit down and see if you can have some numbers ready. If you have to look for some numbers, make sure you guys have those ready, especially like what is your mortgage balance and things like that, right? If you have any of those, just get those numbers ready so that it will be less time consuming tomorrow. Okay, now, and let's go ahead in your back office to see where can we find all this information, and let's fill this out so that you have this important information at your fingertips. At this point, I'll log into their back office because they've already joined the business. I will show them where to find out their join date, which they already know because it's only been a couple of days, but how to find their HGI code number, their username, field builder. In this case, it will be in my name or Venki's name, and then her phone number, and then the RMD, which is me in this case, my name and my phone number. So that if they ever feel like they have any questions, any concerns, they need any help, anything at all, they can reach out very easily. All this information is right here so they can be answered. Now, I will also show you how to fill this form out tomorrow and what are the BV points and what do they mean. Okay, so we will cover that either tomorrow or day after, and we will share with you how to take care of these things. Remember one thing, guys, discipline and accountability leads to dominance and ascension. Now, Vivek and Mala, do you want weak business or do you want a strong business? Also, you want weak leadership or strong leadership? The good thing about this business is you are your own boss. And the bad thing about this business is you are your own boss. From time to time, I know you will need a push. Is it okay if I pushed you for your success? Great. Then I will see you both tomorrow at the same time, and we will go over your FNA, and then we will provide you the solutions and recommendations and see if there is a need for any of those. Then we'll go ahead and put in the applications so that we can get you promoted as well to the next level. Thank you for your time, guys. And this is when I leave the house and I walk out. And now is when I talk to Venki and ask him, Venki, what did you think? What did you learn? What are your questions? Go ahead and ask. So now, guys, I'm back into the webinar. You guys were all shadowing me. What are your questions as a shadower? What are your thoughts? What did you think how this went? Was this helpful? I need your feedback now, guys.
Yes. This was definitely helpful.
Awesome. Any questions anybody has, you can post it on the chat. And if I can answer, definitely I'll try to answer so that we can go ahead and talk about it. Somebody asked me just now, can you repeat the name of the documentary on Netflix, please? The name of the documentary is called The Secret. Okay, it's called The Secret. So go ahead. Anybody has any questions, any suggestions, recommendations?
Shawn, where do we find all these forms, like where you would like the 25 prospect list? It's in our HGI Crusade, right? Like
Absolutely. So if you, I hope you guys attended because Venki had done a presentation in the back for the back office about 3 days ago. If you guys missed it, then you would not know. But I would also show you right now. Let me just minimize this, guys, and share the screen with you guys. Hold on 1 second. Sorry, let me just pull this up real quick. So that was the end of today's training, but now that you guys have questions, we'll cover that as well.
Shawn,
Yes, sir.
Shawn, I have a question. Okay.
Yes, sir.
What if I'm new to the US and I'm like around 3 years in the US?
Uh-huh.
I don't have enough contact list.
Okay.
How can I build my contact list? How can I approach?
Yeah. So this business again, you want to. I mean, you know, that's why what you need to have is. Let me pull this up, okay, real quick. If you don't have a contact, so both of these are answered with this back office. Give me a second. So once you log into your back office, guys, first of all, you want to know where all these forms are. So there's two ways you can look at it. You can go to downloads, okay? And then when you go to downloads, you will see LFS forms. And this is where this top 25 market list is. You guys see it?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes, awesome, okay. The second question was, all these forms are here. The second place where you can get this from is, again, go to downloads. And if you look at the Fast Start resource, click on this, and this is what you should have gotten in the mail when you joined the business. Because this is exactly what I just covered and I showed you guys as to what are we doing and the path to success. Now, your question was, if I'm new in the US, I've only been here 3 years, how do I find people or how do I make my prospect list, correct? So in this Fast Start guide, if you notice, this is called a memory jogger, okay? Now, who can be your prospects? Everyone that is on this list can be your prospect, okay? Everyone on this list can be your prospect. So you can go around and looking at these different professions, okay? What about your brother-in-law, your sister-in-law, your father, your mother, your aunt, uncle, niece, nephews, best friends, you know, your babysitter, your neighbor on the right, neighbor on the left, across the street, behind you, down the street. There's so many different professions. If you just go through this list one at a time, who do you work with? Do you know your colleagues? Right? I'm sure you're working somewhere for last 3 years. I'm sure you have friends somewhere that you can talk to, that we can reach out to.
That's the perfect answer. Thank you,
All right?
Shawn.
You're welcome, sir. So this is the reason why you have the memory jogger, okay?
Hey, Shawn,
Yes, sir.
a quick question. I would like to find who are the agents in Dallas?
Who are there? Are
No,
you?
here's the thing. I'll tell you what the problem is.
Uh-huh.
I'll tell you what. I approached probably about 10 people
Uh-huh.
that I thought would be good prospects.
Sure.
Half of them are already agents.
Perfect. Okay.
Okay?
Are they with HGI or somebody else?
Some of them are already with HGI. Most of them are with HGI already. I just didn't know.
Perfect. Vic, that's what I'm saying. Okay. These are the people on your prospect list. You know, that's why we say recruiting is the lifeline of the business, because what happens now, if these people you already knew, what if we were the first ones to approach them? They probably would have signed up in your team, right? So speed and
Right.
fast. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I totally get that. But the thing is, it would avoid a whole lot of trouble if I know who all are agents, right? So I don't have to contact them. I know they're already agents. And
Correct.
I know who they are connected to. I'm sure they've already approached the people. Because what happens is, once I start approaching the people, they said, oh, so-and-so has already approached me. We already went through this.
Sure.
So you want to avoid all the redundancy and it's kind of embarrassing, right? If you're cannibalizing, you're going after the same people and again.
Right.
Few more people. You don't want to be like a used car salesman.
Well, no, you don't want to be a used car salesman. Absolutely. This is not what we are here to do, right? Because, and there's no way to assume and there's no way, Vic, to find out who has already joined. Now, there's a huge difference also. I can tell you one thing, Vic, is if people have joined the business, have they started? Are they doing anything? And if they've been stagnant in the business for the last 6 months, that means they haven't done anything in the last 6 months, then we can ask them to move over so we can help them properly. Okay? And if they're
Shawn,
doing well, then that's fine. Yes. Next. Chandra?
Shawn, this is Chandra. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
On top of the question that was asked earlier, so in my particular area, I found that the realtors in my area are formed a big group,
Okay.
and of course they have a lot of clientele and everything. So they try to expand their business. I mean, I'm not keeping wrong about it or anything. They are doing their due diligence in getting the stuff.
Sure.
So how can I see through the cracks? How can I actually get into that mode? I mean, I'm on a stealth mode for sure, definitely.
Okay.
But I sure want to have, because they have a number of contacts versus I might be having probably 20, 25 on my top list, right? How can I actually try to approach and get this going where people don't feel this is a competition or something? I never feel that, but they should not feel the same way. I'm trying to maintain that because my own realtor has asked me to join him. I said, okay, I'm already licensed and I'm already into this business. I can help you however I can. If you're all I come to your use, I will do that.
So your realtor has asked you to join this business, his business, which is what business? Same thing, or?
I mean, AGI, he is under a different chain. Okay?
Sure. Yeah. At the end of the day, again, it's all about. They are going to ask you. You're going to ask them. If they're already in the business, move on. Let's get to the next person, because they're reaching out to everyone they know, and you know people that they don't know, right? And if we wait enough, then somebody will take. One of our best friends, I mean, the guy who was a best friend in my wedding, I will tell you that, okay, my story. That the person who was my best man at my wedding, okay, I just told him, because I was new in the business at that time, and I just called him and said, hey, I know something that I want to come and share with you. He used to live in Dallas, I was in Atlanta. So, we did not want to, I didn't want to just say anything on the phone. So I decided, I'm going to come see him. And it took me about 3 months to get to Dallas at that point. By the time I got there, he had just signed up under somebody else. And when he signed up under somebody else, I said, you know what? I'm glad you did. Awesome. This is a great business. Just continue. If you ever need anything from me, please let me know. I've been in the industry for a while. I can help you. But this is a very good industry to be in. Please continue to do what you're doing. It's an awesome business, by the way. I let it alone. 6 months, 8 months later, he called me and he says, hey, Shawn, you know what? I didn't get any help there, or, my leadership did not help me, or they didn't guide me properly. I didn't know what to do. So I was just sitting stagnant. Nobody called me. Nobody reached me out. So now, you know what? I want to see if I can join you. I said, welcome.
So is it possible, Shawn, that they can join under different, like from one person to another? Like, let's say that if I join team A and after 1 year, if like in your case, like your friend is stagnant, he's not doing anything, and he comes under you. Is it possible to do that?
Well, there are certain restrictions that apply. So not is easy, but if they are inactive and they're out, I mean, you think about if someone joined the business, right? They were given promises. They were told that we can do this for you. We're going to do this. We're going to help you become successful. Just like what you saw I was doing with Venki and Vivek, right? I showed them a dream.
Yeah.
Right? But if I don't help them, guess what? They're going to say, oh, no, HGI is bad. Not that Shawn is bad. They're also going to say HGI is bad. And then, of course, they don't want to talk to me. Right? So now they're done, basically said, oh, yeah. Now, think about if I did not do justice to their. Now, 6 months later, you came in and you asked them to join HGI. What are they going to say? Oh, no. Is it HGI? Yeah, I don't want to do it. Yeah. Right? But if they are willing to still give it another chance, yeah, there are options. Absolutely. As long as they're inactive. Like I said, completely inactive. Okay. Even if they have one recruit and that one recruit is doing something, no, you cannot move that. But other than that, yeah.
Okay.
So Shawn, I have a question for you.
Name and please, who's this? Sam?
Sam Samali.
Yes, Sam.
Okay, so these days it's a little bit harder for people to acquire for a license, especially in states like Illinois. Correct. So in that case, if I have a recruit and if they do have business,
sure,
how do we do that? I mean, I have an idea, but if you don't mind, kind of just
Yeah.
a little rusty. So if you don't mind.
Absolutely, not a problem. So you can actually reach out to the to your upline, okay, or your MD, RMD, whoever that is, can actually write up the application. Because see, again, commission secondary, right? The
Right.
first thing is protecting that family,
Okay.
getting the things out of the way, right? So make
Right.
sure that we get that done. And even if that is done, there are ways you can enter the business in the back office so that
Okay.
you get credits for it. Absolutely.
Okay, but so basically, if I'm the upline, I can do it for that person, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So at that point, I'm assuming that person who I recruited and does not have a license will not even have any commission pending.
The person who you recruited?
So, for example, if I recruit somebody and that person brings in the business because
Right.
they had business, right?
Uh-huh.
And I write it for them. So, do they have their part of the commission pending after they get their license?
Well, yeah, it's called referral. So there's ways you can do that. We can talk that offline as well. But
Okay.
yeah,
Sounds
you
good.
can.
All right.
Absolutely. That's a personal arrangement.
Thanks.
So Shawn, quickly getting back to my question again.
Yes, Vic.
Is there a way to find like who the agents are here are, so I don't step on their toes? And
So Vic, again, so with HGI, there is no way you can find out who the agents are because of the privacy issue. But as far as finding agents in Texas, yes, you can actually Google up if they already have a license. You can go to Texas Department of Insurance and you can try to see if you can find their name and see if they're already licensed. Then you'll know that they are in some type of a business. But at the end of the day, Vic, it's all about assuming that they are with HGI or not. It's better to ask and get the answer and let them say, yeah, we're already part of it. Congratulate them, move on. Right? Rather than assuming, because I could be a licensed agent in Texas, but I could be working for an XYZ company where I don't have an opportunity to build my own agency. I'm just a sole salesman. So for them, this might be one of the best things to do. Like I was a sole salesman, right? But when I saw this opportunity, I jumped on it. So, good. Any other questions, guys?
Hey Shawn, this is Kamal. I have a
Yes,
question.
Kamal.
I was in tri-state area for about 10 years, and I have a good contacts, but most of them are non-immigrants basically.
Okay.
And currently I'm in Toronto for a while.
Okay.
My best buddy is in Jersey, and we are in touch. So the question.
Who's your upline? Come on.
Sorry.
Who is the person who brought you into the business?
Kalpesh Vyas.
Okay, Kalpesh.
Yeah.
You know who your RMD is?
Gaurang, I think in his.
Gaurang. Okay.
It's me.
Okay. Medibhai. Okay. Perfect. Yeah. Go ahead. Come on. Yeah. So.
Just a question is number one, is the contacts that are in tri-state area for the non-immigrant people. Is it based on your experience? Is it worth to explain them about our products? The reason number one, they have their little bit uncertainty on their statuses, right? Whether they're gonna or they're gonna stay or they're gonna leave. Number one.
Right. Okay.
You definitely hesitate for the investment.
Okay.
Second thing, for the Canadian market, how things are here, because I see there is another like HGI, there is another company called WFG, World Financial.
Of course, they've been there for 30 years.
Yeah. Right. So I see definitely headwinds on that side, I guess. So,
yeah. So it's the same thing here. It's no different than what it is in Canada. Guys, WFG has been around for 40 years, for 35 years now.
Yeah.
And they are here as well where we are, and they are there where you are.
Correct.
The good thing is HGI is brand new in Canada. So now your goal is bring as many people onto the team if you can. And that's how you're going to conquer Canada. Okay.
But most people would have the policies and those things, right? And
evaluate.
Most likely is a very kind of a different government mindset, right? Here.
Sure.
And people have a government benefits and those things and those policies. So does it like, based on overall what my experience, I have been here for a while, and I see from the people's what I'm hearing, most of the people have like life insurance or health insurance. Definitely they know it, they are secure.
Sure.
from the retirement perspective, little bit they are secure from the government. Different Canada, US is a different mindset, capitalism country, right? Basically, capitalist country,
Right.
and here it's a different ball game.
Sure.
So, and from the investment perspective, retirement income perspective, one on the other way, they have some of the options.
Right.
So, how to penetrate in that kind of a mindset situation?
Sure. Awesome. So there are some really good videos on in the back office. If you log into the back office, and then if you look at you know the Canadian Canada brochures, recruiting and financial training. If you look at Fast Start Guide, it will give you the guidance as to what you can do in Canada. This is for Canada Fast Start, by the way.
Okay.
So it talks about the similar stuff that we do, nothing much different. If you notice, and then there are products that are beneficial out there. Same thing over here, right? We've got 50,000 companies, but then what we do is we evaluate people that already have policies that were bought by agents from WFG. We'll take a look at it. If it's good, yeah, let them keep what they have. But you know what? These products and services are always needed as the financial life gets better. They're always out there looking to buy more or do more with this. You know, again, everybody's looking for options, looking for different investment vehicles. So if we can provide them an additional, and it's all going to be about the timing, right? If they're looking for it, good. You just want to get your name out there that you are in the industry, you are a licensed professional, and if you ever need any help, reach out to us.
Sure.
Kind of a deal. So yeah, absolutely. But Canada is just brand new for HGI. So, you know, a little bit of time is going to be required on that. Have patience with it. But as far as recruiting, it's full flash right now. So start bringing people on board. Then we do have the HGI Canada trainings that go on. So be part of that training as well so that you can learn about the local area. Because we're not familiar. Like I said, we are not licensed in Canada yet. We don't have the product information for Canada as far as the local agents here. But it's going to be rolled out pretty soon for us as well for training purposes.
Oh, so if I become a member and I cannot take anybody's, and I cannot buy or purchase any product for any member or anything, or they will.
You can. No, you are living there. You can get your license there right now.
Okay.
Right. You don't have to wait up. You can start doing your license training and everything. Start studying for what you need to do. Because have you registered, right? So if you look at the Canada. Licensing, and if I go to Canada licensing, it shows you how to obtain your provincial insurance license.
Okay.
What are your requirements? What do you all need to do? So go through these steps to get yourself at least licensed and certified so that you can start writing policies and get appointed with these companies right here. So you've got Canada Life and you've got Forrester Financial.
Okay.
So once you get appointed, then you can know about their products. What do they do? What kind of products do they offer? And all that. So if I click on Canada Life, right, what's going to happen? It's going to show this and then downloads. So now they're talking about the product knowledge here. See, seg funds, life insurance, guaranteed interest options, disability, critical illness, and annuities.
Okay.
See that? So everything is here. You can start studying for it as well and see into the products, what they are. Get yourself certified so that you can talk to other people, and whoever joins can also go through and buy this with you.
Right. And if someone is interested in, for an example, critical illness or life insurance product, I should be able to
absolutely
enroll them.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So which piece that you mentioned that we haven't, in terms of the product in the Canada, we haven't certified yet, or something that you used just recently? You just mentioned, what was that part?
About what? I'm sorry.
When you were explaining, you mentioned something that in Canada we just started, we were just penetrated into the market.
Correct.
And we are not licensed yet, or something that you mentioned?
We are not, like local, like if you ask me, Shawn, Gaurav, Medibai, we're not licensed yet. And we cannot get the license until we come there and get our licenses.
Oh, got you. Okay.
That's what I'm saying, yes. So you can get your license while you're living there.
I see.
So you can start your procedure and everything. And they will guide you. Canada Life will also guide you, and HGI Canada will also guide you and help you with everything. They already have the business opportunity. See, it shows you right here, right? Canada Online Business Opportunity Presentation.
Yes.
So that is going to be pertaining to all the Canadian products and services and everything.
Okay.
So you can just play with the back office, guys. It's very important if you're in the business, you know, no matter where you live, whether in US or Canada, you need to be aware of the back office. And I think Venki had done a phenomenal job, as well as a lot of other team leaders have been doing the back office trainings in the past. Just be part of the training so you will get to learn a lot, guys. Okay.
Okay. And the last question, if
Yes,
I get certified here in based on the province and if I want to enroll or give a product to any one of my friend in states, do I have to get the license and
Yeah,
everything?
say again, you're asking all these questions for Canada is right here. How to obtain provisional license
No. Canada
for
is done.
different states. You're talking about different provinces.
No.
Uh-huh.
Canada is done.
Okay.
I'm clear, and thank you for replying on that.
Okay.
Now, if I being here in Canada, if I want, like my friend circle is there in state, right? So if I
Right.
want to give them any or enroll or become a member or join a GI,
Right.
do I have to first get the license in states also, or since I have a license already in Canada, I can
No.
GI
You
license?
have to, just like we have license in US already, but we
Oh,
cannot sell in Canada.
I see. Okay.
Okay? Same applies to you because they're two separate countries and they both have their own governing laws. So everything has to be done by compliance. Okay.
Sure. Thank you. Much appreciated.
You're welcome, sir. Not a problem. Come on. Anybody else? Hey, Venki.
No, just
Oh,
thank
good.
you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time, guys. Appreciate your time. Hopefully this was helpful today.
Thanks, Shawn.
Tomorrow, like I said, we will move on to the next step, how we are going to take Vivek and Mala and do their FNA and move on to the product knowledge as well. Okay. So stay tuned and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, Shawn.
Thank you, Shawn.
You're welcome. Man.
Thank you, Shawn.